baby, my man. Oh, that's how does that sound?
Doesn't really matter what kind of art you make. I mean,
I remember watching that video. So. Certainly. No. You told me we both had 3 each. Mm-hmm. Three of each flavor. You smoked 2 of your joints? But I only remember us doing it once.
Meet Google Pixel 6a, a smarter phone for a smarter price, powered by the Google Tensor chip. So you're
I'm behind you. Mm-hmm. Or look, if you bring up your phone or press and start, go to multiplayer app. Then you could just choose what you want from there. What you should choose is bounty hunt or co-op or racing or showdown. Wait, what do you see out of? Yeah, there you go. So trigger a bounty. Trigger a bounty means that the bounty's on us and people will come after us, or find a target so that we hunt people down and try to kill them for the money and stuff. Mm-hmm. Target found, and then it's like a goose chase because other people will also be trying to get to the top. You ever seen that movie? It's called. Smoking Aces. Really, it was pretty good. Well, it's like they just hire a bunch of assassins to kill one guy. So I prefer doing this with motorcycles though. It's easier to hop out real quick and then shoot a motherfucker.
If you're watching this, you probably play a game, so I know you've heard it all before. Dark Souls is
so shooting.
Dark Souls created the next great game genre. Dark Souls is the Dark Souls.
Damn, baby, you straight tried to blow a nigga up or some shit. I don't know. What the fuck, police? They smacked the shit out of me. Damn, baby, you see me zooming and grooving? Whoops. Alright, you press down on the right stick if you want to look behind you, or you could just rotate the stick around, but... Yo, what is going on? Like, is it lag or something? Like, I feel like things are just running into me.
It's the kind of series you can share stories about, and that's true of other multiplayer games, but at least these turn into competent solo experiences offline. Sometimes it makes it better. It means you're not being relentlessly forced.
Ooh, blew that nigga up.
At every turn.
I just need more people to shoot him, but as usual, I'm the only one. Babe, it's the red guy. What are you shooting at? Is there more than one? I think there might. There was more than one guy. Thank you.
Strap on our think brain caps and get killer. They say that only wicked things, fortune, fame, and a very gravel of that was never my intention.
I was dead.
3 months
Couldn't
since
do it.
the dark spirit came to me, whispering doom in my No, we are not doing this shit again. Please!
You are required to review the Dark Souls games.
Somebody?
I already wanted to do that.
Yeah, what the hell?
Sit on death
Have you
Is
seen
that a player?
my show lately?
What the fuck is that?
That's a new life experience. Spare me your spirits and your high-minded gods. Speak not of greed or
Damn, my
fear.
car spawned so
It is
far away.
The will of the people that drives me ever onward. Demon Souls is a 2009 PS3 title video that brought you most of the coolest games ever made. Lost Kingdoms,
so now
I'll tell
I
you,
gotta
it's actually
watch
kind
that
of
as
criminal it
anything
took
is-
this.
Usually we'll
I'm
ask
working on
you
the
when it's
original
over, like,
version
do you want to do
myself,
another?
not the PS5 remaster. But you know, if you bucks you'd like to donate,
It's good to
please,
summon whatever car you do it
it's a
though.
sneer
That way you have the car.
game.
I just got killed by like
Demon
the
Souls
police or
is kind
something.
of
Oh wait, no,
okay,
it's
but what high quality console-gen dark fantasy action RPG and the genuine origin point of an entire gaming history. Jesus, what happened to my pants? It's hard to imagine skipping the thing. Trilogy, but Demon Souls is part of the mainline games, part of the lineage. It isn't an optional offering, it's a prototype, a blueprint of design sensibilities that were carried along and resonated going forward. Once exclusive to Demon Souls came back in later games. It's in the list for a reason. I cover a lot of anime aesthetic games on the channel, and all kinds of genres, but I like lots of things. My favorite aesthetic, though, my bread and butter, is low-key dark fantasy, so
bounty event complete.
medieval era
finished it
technology,
already?
swords and shields,
No.
magic, but not
He must have got killed.
just a
He got killed by the police.
Demon
We get the
Souls
money.
is the coziest thing I've played all year. I know that sounds crazy. High-rise rooftops or AstroTurf suburb, when you're home, you're home. I was excited to walk into hell.
Ooh, I like
Glad
that crunch.
I did. Not doing much to stall the
I'm level
masochist
3 now.
allegations. The player isn't fed a ton of context.
Oh, if you press
however,
start-
the Souls games like delivering info less directly than your average AAA.
There you go. If you go to the DeadSec app, you can upgrade your character with new
It
stuff.
intros with a trailer that invokes biblical language.
Oh,
you know,
wait.
on the first day, etc. Only there's
No,
two
the
days.
DeadSec
Day
app
one,
is how you do
Demon Souls. Day
co-op
2,
missions.
Demons.
But
Wow, that's rough.
the research app is how you
People
upgrade
like to
your
say
character.
The games are depressing, and they are, but it's worth noting that even in the game's opening cutscene, people
Sure.
perceive evil.
Pick something in the DeadSec app.
Souls experience. Life sucks, but question mark? You create a character who. Guys, come on, you can't make that the default. You create a character, select a class that determines how miserable or easy.
So,
your
guys,
intro
come on,
will
you
be,
can't
and
make
a
that the
starting gift,
default.
Just a consumable that
No lie,
may
that dude's
or
ugly
may
as
not
fuck.
make things easier. I really like the burden of choice here.
Bash
Appearance
is a good
doesn't mean
YouTuber. I like his
anything,
channel.
but picking your starting weapon, your earliest stats, and something as small as a one-time consumable, it's a lot of trust in the player. Treats him like a human. I can respect that, especially because if you grasp the basic mechanics, it's all trivial, but this early feels important. You're stepping into the world, but on your terms. Another cutscene hands the player a whole lot more than the first. The
You gotta
kingdom
drop
of
to it, right?
Altaria was a land made prosperous by the king via the power of souls. A strange fog rolls in and turns the nation upside down. Demons are walking out of the fog and driving men mad. The world's gone crazy. Apparently the king was meddling with powers
Is it loading
beyond
for you?
his control. It's a classic setup. Icarus did it, kind of.
What the
Babylon
hell?
did it, kind of. Reaching too far and falling is an old story. What isn't is making the hero do the exact thing. that
Alright,
led
on my way
king
to the
Rome.
thing.
Your entire purpose in Demon Souls is to do what no mere mortal can. Become extremely powerful by using the
did you
power of
just do?
souls.
Why is it
Souls
no
gathered
longer
by killing
orange on
immensely
my
powerful
road?
demons.
Is it
And
not?
that's how the
I think I accidentally
explicitly
changed it.
cast
Just
as
pick
the
it again.
hero of the
Something
story,
popped up on my screen.
explicitly told to kill every last demon. You're the world's
What's in the
last
app shop? I never checked.
Alright, FromSoft, I see you roping my gamer ass in with the promise of big RPG number, obscene ultra murder, and a potentially compelling narrative payoff. It's okay. You can skip the drink. I hate going through the absolute basics, but I'm assuming some viewers are Souls babbies, so simplicity
Yep,
is at
there
the
it
heart
is.
of the Souls game's beauty. You're there, 3D space meandering around the world with some items in your pack, at least one weapon. And sometimes, if
The hell is
you
that purple
don't
thing
use
on
the
my
face
screen?
buttons to attack, your arms are accessed with the shoulder buttons. It's a neat feature, tacking 2 buttons onto each arm and leaving the interacting, stance changing, item handling, and dodge rolling to face buttons. It's an incredibly basic set of controls for something propped up as super difficult. It reminds me just vaguely enough of Chivalry and Soul Calibur 2 and Sam Show. That way, easy enough to grasp.
Those little
but
skulls on your map,
highly deadly. That's the
those
kind of
give you
tension
points
I
that you
get
can use to
lost
upgrade
in.
your
Death
character.
always seconds away, Stranglewing style. But for the most part, death's gonna be on you.
Was that the operation you
At least
picked
I know
before?
that's
I
there
think
now.
that's a
The
different one.
tutorial isn't exciting, but it does something I really like. Souls games use vertical level design often, and the intro stage has a broken rampart you're meant to jump from. No guidance, fall damage exists, you just have to do it, and it's nothing really super basic, but informs the player about what to expect and trains them to engage without a pop-up.
If you open up the map, you can fast travel to places close by. I fast traveled to the restaurant and now I'm having a drink at the bar.
Spends their whole life falling in love. You might ask
I've
yourself,
already been
what's the
gone
best way
long
to
time
show
ago.
your head?
You can drink so much your character gets drunk and passes out.
The game just beat
And
me.
I'm over here really driving.
I think the visceral weight of your loss here, the total unfairness of the situation, makes people think that the cruelty is the point. I reject that. Yes, the game just beat me within an inch of my life after a clean tutorial run and rubbed the burning end of the cigarette into my forehead, and spit on me, and stepped on me. But the
I mean, we're not
context
really
matters.
robbers,
You're
but I get
still
it.
the kingdom's only hope. You're gonna need more power to kill demons like that, and you're introduced
Really?
immediately to a woman who can channel the power of souls.
Oh,
into
you mean
power
using the phone?
It's
Like
just part of
hacking?
the tutorial. Dying is part of the
If you
game,
find-
so you lost some souls. Every enemy
If
in
you
the
see
game
ATMs,
ranges
you can
from a
hack
soul
them, too.
baggie to a soul pinata. Get boppin'. Dying drops your souls like
Eventually you can upgrade your
Sonic
character.
unless
to
you
plant,
die
like-
on the return trip. Then they're gone for
Yeah, I was gonna say you can blow up stuff. Eventually you'll be able to hack people's phones and plant evidence on them so that the police will come after them and then arrest them. Or you can cause the a gang war, cause gangs to come after somebody.
Jesus! Hey, we're all
I didn't
friends.
mean to hit a dude.
You're spit. I'm a sit. We'll
I thought we were safe for things like this.
back off.
Oh my god, oh my god.
Hey man, this lady's fight.
I'm out of here.
Why are you fighting a random?
I'm not. I'm trying to buy a drink.
911, please state the nature of your emergency. Come on, I need cops here now.
Come have a drink with me.
We have your location. Away.
I don't have a drink with you. Alright, where are you at?
I think that lady punched me sober.
But
I already had like
no
3
one
drinks,
said
and now
you
I'm like
can't
back to
run
normal.
all the way through the level, ignoring everything in your path to snatch up your souls again. And every level you can pump into your character is
You eating
permanent.
Pringles?
Whatever souls you ferry back home to channel into yourself, nobody can touch
Damn, you're
those.
far
The Souls
away.
games push choice from the very beginning.
You can literally
but soon
fast
after,
point-
they push
fast
something
travel to
much
the
more
restaurant I'm at.
powerful. Individual sovereignty, control
Well,
of
you
yourself,
just
and
start
what
with
you've
the
earned. Purely
Oh,
in terms of
what?
mechanics, these
All the
are
little
not
shops and
antagonistic
stores you can,
games.
fast
They
travel
reward
to.
effort and cunning make a monument of the player
Sometimes you have to
who
zoom in.
persists. I mean, don't
Zoom
let
in
me
into
tell
the
you
map.
that. On death, the game brings you to the Nexus, where you meet the aforementioned soldier and the long-running Souls.
I'm having a drink, see?
The crestfallen warrior.
Oh, wait.
These are the first
Oh, wait,
two
your turn.
characters you meet in the same room. They're symbolic of the two paths.
drink at a
Okay,
time.
play the game and synthesize.
Whoa, we gotta know our
consolidate,
limits.
become, or be the guy who got filtered and. It's not for them. It is with a heavy heart that I have.
You can go to different stores and buy new clothes and
It's
stuff.
just not made for me. And
There's
that's
even auto.
okay.
There's even like
Some
auto
games
shops that let you buy
Souls is
cars
dense
too.
with important information. I like skimming things, but it's hard when the very first level preceding the tutorial lays the groundwork for the remaining experience. So, you're dropped outside the castle, fight your way up to the gate, can't get in, and realize you have to find another way. You can pick up some items in the castle grounds, and climbing the nearby tower and poking around yields a couple of
Keep drinking till you
chains. They're
can't
not prompted at
anymore.
any point, but it seems logical that breaking the chains could help, so you do. Door open. Problem solved. The first level is fascinating for a lot of reasons. The vertical and narrow level design forcing the player rely so heavily on their basic horizontal swings, the easily dispatched but erratic soldier enemies contrasting the much more imposing pathway leading to a level inappropriate enemy who'll just send you to hell in a flash. The multiple explorable branches from the main path. The dragon! Man, the dragon! There's a side path near a bridge that leads to a dragon horde. Treasures are visibly guarded by a pair of dragons, but if you take the main path, one of them audibly roars, flies over, and roasts the bridge if you linger. So you think, maybe I can hit the bridge, wait for the audio cue, lure the
I don't know, it
dragon
looked like he just
over
popped up out of
one
nowhere,
exit
honestly.
board, and
He wasn't there
yes,
before.
you can. The shield is really good too, incidentally. And you're never told
Yeah.
this stuff. It isn't mind-blowing, not really, but at a time when games were aggressively filling your HUD with notifications and breadcrumb trails and quest markers. It's such a cleanse, living in the moment, because you can die any moment, inhabiting your character, because every
What the hell?
you invest matters. Getting entry levels organically,
Yeah, that was weird.
because the good stuff is everywhere.
It just, like,
and there's
magically-
no waypoint. It even counts
Nah, it
the
just,
very
like,
first
magically
section of the
became
game off
daytime.
with a nice narrative tie-in. You only encounter
I think it was a
humanoids
glitch.
and the two dragons, but as you get deeper into the level, you start finding these
What
bizarre
the hell?
spear-wielding oozes. Like, what? And if you
What
weren't
the
listening
hell?
to the opening cutscenes, it's
It was
suddenly
raining
really
outside.
obvious that some really messed up stuff is going on with the kingdom. The first boss isn't hard, but it's a pile
No, you're
of
still able to
gross,
drink. Is your
ear-shucking
character getting
oozes.
woozy or anything?
Miyazaki, what the hell? I want to move past the first. Discussing
That's
the
weird.
aesthetic elements of Demon Souls. The Boletarian Palace is a wide environment, and that describes most of the other levels as well.
Yeah, your dude's
They're
a
not
G.
cold and desolate,
That's
they're
weird.
forlorn and gloomy. The absolute range on this bit. The
Alright,
atmosphere
I'm not
quite
worried about
literally
phone. Out, Maddie.
slides
See you
between
later.
barren
Ruby
and
Dirty.
moody. That's about the full array of pathos on offer, except in boss fights in
Yeah,
general. I
it's like a
understand
quick
that
ass sip, isn't it?
actually affects some players who find it overly depressing, but I
It's like he's fake drinking to impress somebody.
games focusing on combat in and around fortresses and battlements. Too much kingdom.
You in my car or what?
Who knows? The levels also serve to highlight the sense of heroism wants to instill. Everyone else is demented, deformed, or insane. Among the few people left unscathed by the horrors of the fog, you alone insanity and continue to grow, even thrive in a world that's almost entirely true of almost every. By the way, cast isn't particularly expensive or fleshed out, but they're almost all the exact people who would still be alive in this hell world. It's flaming salamanders. Just some
Nice.
funny little guys. The music sometimes fits the mood flawlessly. A lot of the time, the game is
I'm here,
totally
baby.
silent, but the boss fights make use of almost grating bombcast, really booming tracks. It's all acceptable,
place.
and it's hard to nail the vibe of something on a first pass. I like to think that the intro movie song,
I know, I'm here too, bro.
became the cleric beast theme.
You gotta come to the orange marker.
Personal headcanon.
Google Pixel 6a lasts up to 72 hours with extreme battery saving.
Orange marker, like go up to it.
Recharge before it does.
What does it say?
Google Pixel 6a.
Really? When you go to it on the map, what does it say? Really? Well, what's the mission description when you pick this
It's the
up?
audio design. The music isn't cueing you into combat like Assassin's Creed or Fable do. You can be stalked off
I can't
camera
tell which
and not
one it is,
realize
so.
until it's too late. I imagine that's contentious for some people, but enemies make noises just like you. And frankly, the Souls games demand a level of alertness that often renders enemy surprise attacks powerless if the game. When you get sucked in, is something too difficult. I think it's a clever and intentional choice. You by removing music as part of the greater web of immersive. You know, it's not explaining where to go in later games. They're not often guided
press the
directly
start
by
button?
the level design
Or
until
the
Dark
other
Souls
button?
2, and you can still waltz into high-powered areas regardless. The
You
way
can press down on the
from
right
Shire
stick to
to
open up
Mordor
a
if you
different
go out of
vision
your
that's
way.
supposed to
But
help.
into the hub
before
of
here.
teleportation stones to browse. Each segment of the various worlds
I
is
mean,
given
there's a
number
building
code,
right here. I
one,
don't know.
etc. And you figure
Maybe
out
it's on the
pretty
roof of
quick
the
that
building
you're
or some
always
shit.
capable of handling the level 1
Yeah,
version
I
of
don't really
each
know, to
world,
be
and you should complete them in that order. Basically, there's a few stipulations, but
Was
they're
this
mostly
was this one like
getting
blacked
to
out
finger
or
each pie before-
is it
Yeah, it's not
highlighted?
how I should have said that. And yeah, at this time, the bonfire
Must be on
system
the
of
roof,
Modern
then.
Souls was a demon checkpoints and asked to actively engage with the world almost all the time. You might think game hard. Their title levels definitely suffer, but this early entry is one of the most forgiving. I mean, out of your ass, where to go? You're the hero. Google's games demand.
So let me see something.
But this discussion in particular opens up massively in the Dark Souls trilogy, so let's lay the groundwork. You load into levels without much direction or purpose because those things are understood. Your goal is to get strong and kill demons, exactly what the game already told you. The demons are all in front, the path is laid bare. Interconnected like
Yes.
other Souls games. It's video gamey in a way that the rest of
That's
the
the right
series
stick.
isn't. While the world isn't as majestic or grand, because it's trying to play like Mario, it feels a lot better from the world.
That's right
You're a new
stick.
Souls player and you're running through the game, but it's really, really hard. You keep dying and losing souls because you forget to meticulously clean every area of enemies on the way to your souls-laden corpse, and routinely have trouble low on healing. It's impossible. Only nobody said you had to engage, right? I feel like the biggest stumbling block for new Souls players is to deal with every. Okay, sweetie, as long as she says it's enough, it's enough. If the game wanted you to clear every room, you'd be locked in at the start of combat like DMC, allowed to engage and disengage at your leisure. And it's a necessary skill to develop early. Yeah, it runs contrary to the player's stated purpose, kill every last demon. Yes, it makes it feel like a video game and breaks immersion slightly. But you notice that when you die, every enemy except the bosses comes back. Maybe there's more to your purpose than being a tool in an endless war. Maybe you need to focus on what really matters, using the levels to empower yourself and killing the bosses. That's the real design intention for the player, and it's
So
all
what's
conveyed
up? What'd they tell you?
You can't possibly keep killing meaningless throwaway demons. The world is burning.
What'd they tell you?
If the case.
What'd they tell you?
Streets for quick hero points, but instead you're met with stark, barren worlds inundated with hostile NPC. So grab what you can and go. One mildly important thing I've neglected is the penalty for death. Losing half your HP until you restore yourself with a consumable item. Kind of a big deal. Only the game undercuts that dramatic punishment very early. Anyone who goes digging in the levels, and you'll definitely feel compelled to, ends up finding the Cling Ring, which reduces the soul form HP penalty to 75% of max HP. Makes the game so much easier, and it's found in a mild branch from the main path in the very first level. The game
Funny.
thing that was
That's
ridiculous
that's based
felt
off a real life
overwhelming and badly
situation.
designed.
Life situation where a guy did
Pick up the thief ring in the
for,
first level as well,
cancer.
and it stops the manta rays from skewering the house part. Really helpful on obnoxious cliffside treks. The infamous poison swamp was awful until I equipped some items that slowly regen health experience afterwards. And that's janky and
Trying to-
gamey, especially because those things are all missable. But like I said, Demon Souls rewards persistence, player engagement, massively. As for this trust, the game is pretty clear about everyone being driven mad by the hunt for souls in the fog, but occasionally you'll meet a decent person, or more frustratingly, not have access to the one sane person you meet until you find a key in another level. The game doesn't make connecting with
what's
others
on the map?
easy.
Did
It's
you
like
highlight the
playing
mission
with
so
several
we can
characters have
track
hidden
it?
side quests you'd likely get through on your account for the online era of Souls writ large, something I mostly missed out on. But in those days, players
Yeah,
could
you
really
just go back
choose
to the
stay
step.
and leave messages cobbled together from a word list provided by the game.
Remember
It's
in
fascinating
DedSec
because
app?
these things, taken in sum, cast the world of Souls fundamentally. It could be friendly tension, but you'll never know unless you interact enough to a game that sums up all the shitty parts of humanity better. It's actually art, a perfect summary told in systems.
Remember, it was
And in
like
case you're
voice.
not online, with two
Yeah.
NPCs. One sitting above a boss room will straight up lie to you. They do nothing and should be left alone. If you leave him alone, he resurrects room forever.
It says here that this guy actually resurrects. Let the record show that this man can suck my
It's
chunk.
actually kind of funny in a sick way. Then you're the Silent Chief, one of the heroes mentioned in the first major
Whoa, that looks
cutscene,
dope.
is locked in a cage and asks to be let out. If you let him out freely, because he's a hero, he'll kill the NPCs in the Nexus one by one because
It
he's
doesn't look
also
like
a
anything
martyr.
selected.
That's your reward for being kind. Now, I've played years before this and have
That's what
worked
I'm
with
doing.
human beings, so needless to say, I trust no one. I don't feel bad stopping to look these things up. It's part of the experience and something you learn by tapping
says
into
you placed the
creator's
waypoint
vision.
now.
Like when people say trust is the hardest thing to earn back, they're not joking. Did to Chapel Friends Miyazaki. Than items and the occasional person, you're mostly left with combat in the levels. I mean, structure matters. Dingy, scrappy environments, you know. The ramparts, the stair sections, the tight corridors, every sexualizes
Press
battle.
Y.
Yes, some of the levels have other stuff going on, like the light platforming for items. But it's not super sophisticated overall. So combat. Enemies start quaint and get progressively bizarre and dangerous as the game unfolds, and that's expected. It's
Did you knock that
foreshadowed in the
guy out?
first level, but seriously. Skeleton trying. Going to the swamp with these things. From the tower.
Stone attack. Okay, nice chicks. I'm throwing this on you today.
I know we were in some.
We're in enemy territory.
Homework can be hard.
Alright, I'm hacked.
It's even harder. That's why we're providing lower income students access to affordable internet. So homework can just be homework. Cox Connect to compete.
There's a door on this.
Lethal, and even when they're not, the game is absolutely throw 8 of whatever at you. Sure, your life
What
is
the fuck,
hard,
didn't I
and
just
that
get
makes
the key?
sense. The world is cruel. Life
Oh
sucks, but
my
like you'd
gosh.
expect, not at all. It's a breeze. Just remember you're not a superhero, and you'll be fine. It's a slow, methodical
Yeah,
system that rewards patience, awareness,
Our
action,
little
and quick
drones
decision-making.
can,
And it's
but
hard to make sweeping statements about because your build dictates your playthrough. A sword and board soldier will play compared to a mage. And
yeah, I just turned that off.
some bosses turn miserable. Some segments that you can blow through with a good stabbing weapon or ripping weapon. It's a system
that right.
that it resists critique from single playthrough people. But certain fundamentals
What's
are
wrong?
always relevant. Anyone can use at least a basic shield, and blocking goes a long way to keeping your skin on. Dodge rolling is extremely effective, but only if you're not over encumbered, leading to the infamous fat roll.
Back to-
Souls are important, but is upgrading your weapon frequently to boost damage potential, as is
You're
sticking
coming
to
towards
large
me right now.
weapons only to ensure you have enough upgrade materials to get. The system is important. Player choice is at the forefront. That bit I made about sovereignty earlier. Every soul level is permanent, and doubly so because there aren't any respec options. Yeah, you're a weirdo. You're stuck with your choices. Enjoy your BA in theater. I can't
Remember
talk
the
out of
objective is
BA.
purple? It
It's
says
not much
free the
different than
guy.
something like Diablo's older games, but in 2009, it's a weird piece of design anachronism. Diablo 2 gives you a free redo once per playthrough. Jesus Christ, guy, I'm just asking for a little more. Oh,
No.
to make a point of making you distrust the side quests and
That was dope, I gave him a
item
gun.
design trivializing items and making level-ups permanent. You'll often hit a lull early on after a few quick
Alright, we
wins,
gotta leave the area.
difficulty
Come on.
suddenly spikes and you're not sure what to do with your character. You could rely on online folks for some of those NPC and side quest things, but not for your build. At this point, you either put the game down or reclaim your playthrough, generally by going online. What you're gonna It's hard to feel bad about after Yurt slaughtered all your NPC friends. And in the age game, they knew
I gave him a gun. He's good. He's better figure it out.
He's going to end settled for the slug-infested Sword of Moonlight. You generally want to level up your health in one attacking stat from strength, dexterity, intelligence, hybrid. Common builds is quality.
I shouldn't have an issue doing that.
Gives you access to most armor, most weapons, good changed option with those. It's a good strat. Builds really are the spice of the game. The levels can get boring or repetitive, especially when you've seen them.
We don't. Getting around. Sorry.
Play. By the end, I was wearing the armor.
Oh shit.
I sussed out.
Alright, no, I was just gonna say that.
Guarding enemies and hauling around a shield. It's not the strongest build, but it do work. It do work. The trouble with the builds is once you've built yours, you
It's
don't
dope.
need
The
to
car's
bother
getting
looking
dirty and
around
shit.
levels anymore, you know? I don't need the great staff of Grievous the Grandiloquent found in level 3-3. My weapon is fine. There's a triumph of design in that, though. It means finding a path. A purpose can do what the design already encourages. What you need and right immediately focus.
That's so weird. It's not
bosses.
focused.
What stands out about Demon Souls bosses, at least compared to other games, is how many are just stun. Teaches the player too hard on it to play with stuff. It's an easy. The players have to.
I see one that I put. Let me see if I can go to the map and see it more.
It's so slow and telegraphed. Actually funny. The armor spider. The flames and the importance of playing defensively. Like the Adjudicator and the Tower Knight are simple if you can just make use of timed dodge rolls. The old king around it can hurt you badly, but only if you go and swing. Otherwise, a couple of the bosses player about of guard that will stay put. Monger is simple, but only if you take advantage of the stage, moving around to dodge its slow attacks and punishing when he's open. You'll notice these are valid.
Oh, you saw that?
No worries. I watched Yu-Gi-Oh! And I remember Catapult Turtle hammering Castle of
That's
Dark
what it is in
Illusion's
the car.
flotation disc, okay? This is baby stuff. The game fight where you'll equip a specific weapon to take the thing down. And the Dragon God that takes surviving a small navigation segment addition. I need to mention healing items here because Demon Souls is different than the other games and farmables. Yeah, I know all about consumable grass. If you know that drugs. Heal with magic and consumable grass, and you absolutely can find a farming spot and stockpile meat to crush any fight in the game. Only takes time. I actually like the grass system a lot. It sucks
You
when
didn't
you're
see
low and farming is lame. That's true, but if you need it and farm it, it's a reliable
On the horse.
any fight. Still, I like most of the bosses for existing with intention, making a point of something
just
in the
joking.
fights you remember. People remember the total packages, the ones that combine speed, range, fight dodges, the ones that aren't gimmicks or tests of
Look at my moped.
rather ones that were the Flame Lurker, the Penetrator, Maiden Estrella, and the final boss.
Oh, look-
All of these
look closely
require
at it.
a good weapon and a refined understanding of the games with the Flame Lurker if you're not stealing items. Don't pay attention to
You see it?
animation and audio cues, and don't dodge and punish
Look at the
fast
side.
and hard. That's true of the Penetrator as well. But the Maiden fight is even
Yeah,
more
but he's shitting out
taking
rainbows.
place in a player hostile environment with a deadly poison flame full of enemies that'll stun lock you. Have I gotten so desensitized that I'm not even reacting to a pile of blood
You got
babies? The only other
smacked, bro.
virus facing down with strategies that were official for calling mass mechanic progressively linear if you good thing. Enemies will actually get stronger if you're bad. It's kind of on the nose narrative. Probably won't impact your playthrough much if you're thing twice, but I like that FromSoft in this title is pushing the heroic angle hardest. It's clear that this world, of all worlds, could use a human decay in the land person your Snow White brimming with still have decide the fate of the world only you could save. Your true body of the king. Turns out you just fought a shadow. Tries to but has two endings and the
How assessment has been detected.
I'd argue there's hardly anything of value in that ending. Ending society, ending everything makes sense in a vacuum. People are trustworthy. Warp is gripped in madness. But you have to remember, this game features a greater world, a single kingdom. You could extrapolate that. But all I'm saying is, that's like
fucking dog.
fantasy, and it's getting a bit get some boat, eat a bird, go for a walk.
I'll knock his ass out.
If you can get to the end of a video game, one that's touted as unbelievably punishing, and do it your way, with your little patchwork
throw a grenade at yourself
to tuck away in your mouth, you can make things work. I love that about the Souls series. They're not all... They want to believe in something.
Okay, something
Did we
here.
get what we came here for?
Nah, do you not see the marker?
Here, fertile still, whether churned by...
Alright,
by the strength inspired to.
I'm on the roof.
My great sword and adjudicators.
It's all stuff you can find.
Yo,
in
where the
game.
fuck did that card come from?
What is this negativity? What are you? Some kind of dark soul?
Somebody shooting at me.
I wonder if I still have the fortitude. Gun. Souls 1. Franchise and the rise of the coming in the series. Now, sales aren't the most.
Damn, I
Demon Souls have been around. We don't hear numbers. Dark Souls sold several times. It's a significant game. The first experience, finding, reimagining, the design sense,
hurt.
artistic direction,
You guys are fucking.
changing the basics. You're still a guy. The world is still full. And you still
You
want
hold
to
up on the D-pad to select one
environments,
first.
although raggediest things yet conceive pummel you into a world. It mainly makes it clear this isn't hard like you kind of games in the series.
When on the you hold the select a grenade, which is on the top. You got a shot grenade, and then you have a.
It's just time.
Okay, how do
It's
I
time.
control it?
Stop.
Boom.
2011. 2 years after the first, the PS3 version. Versions of each. But after Blighttown,
Oh, I told you.
whatever was most
You
acceptable,
should-
and where
Have any?
still considered
Like, if you look at them, tell you which one you have selected and if you have any.
effective speedrun item.
If it's red, it's running right now.
The player is meant to handle far earlier in progression devs. That's some good ass design. Dark Souls 1 picks up and runs with the base aesthetics of Demon Souls. The setting is medieval fantasy but normalized. We see it in the opening movie where it details the shorthand history of this new setting. The very dragons with about the accursed dark sign. Isn't interested in you his story. Extremely interested in writing. I hope you like reading text boxes. What's the dark sign? How does zombie at the start of the game? What happened to Gwen? Nito.
You just gotta blow this
It
popsicle
goes
stand.
beyond the original. Here's the guy who did it. Get really strong. Dark Souls said,
Shit, you
"World's
can't
dying.
fuck at me. I
You'll
didn't
wake
know
up
you
in
were
a cell." Fair enough. The tutorial motivation for nerds, like I needed contextualizing, dude. I love slashing. So this dying guy tells us that hollow dead people are destined for greatness. Go somewhere. So we do. The tutorial, the plunging attack bit, something just a falling aerial attack. Not I inexplicably messed it up here, but it's good of FromSoft to acknowledge the verticality of their level design, and it's relevant that though is the aesthetic. The colorful bits were populated. However, a serene emerald hub watched over by
The other thing popping up telling you that we did it.
Places to poke around. There's player notation stones or storage. Just a bonfire. So when I finish up my Dark Souls is garbage and heals. Yeah, so it's still connected. Much more fun. You have no proper home. Only the glow of the bonfire is truly safe. That's not an exaggeration. Just a dark lesson. Meaningful penalty immediately. That's why, but that's immaterial. There are no influencers in this world. And sure, you features until you restore your humanity through a consumable, but nobody's playing PS3 Dark Souls on a weekday, so I journey alone. Otherwise, increased amounts of humanity can provide relatively meaningful benefits, but that's nerdy and doesn't affect the average player
So that's
experience.
nerdy.
Even gave the great billable item. Quite literally, the holds the combat together, keeping the pink forward. In short, they banned weed, farming, and forced the player to engage evolution. What's important, though, is the game seems nicer, right? It's patting your forehead, it's caressing your face. Up to the first level. It's fine, but word of advice. When you travel abroad, go down to the bank and take out some local currency. Else you find yourself of the undead bird in most.
Are you placing the waypoint and then like removing it? It keeps telling me that you're placing one.
They're just fun, but holy mother, the big hard fast. Enemies in Demon Souls are lethargic, drained by getting punished for dying anymore, and probably learned a lot about how forgiving basic enemies could be. So they notched everything up.
Like, see, what I do is if I find a place I want to go to, I white and red, so I can fast travel to one of the stores nearby.
Combat to be truly exhilarating. And that's not a meme. It's a behavior taught in role design. You can reveal a lot about the design of something just by asking what the designers were. In fact,
I mean, I already fast traveled.
Difficulty of the first big level compared to what did. You know what? All Souls games are bullshit.
Fast travel.
Kinds of stupid crap at you, but it's usually a matter of dodge rolling in time or swerving. Jump pace. The world's inhabitants are just picking flowers and doing their chores. They're waiting for you with run, you're gonna die.
They literally, they put you right beside me, that's crazy.
Sometimes it takes another cup of coffee. Or going insane. For me, years ago, it was 6 hours. That's how it took. One took until the after my surroundings, budging in rhythm, felling the boss, and gazing out at that hopeful sky. I got it. Normally, I wouldn't bother highlighting something as tall as this sky, because achievement percent. Extremely steep drop-off between simply arriving in Lordran and actually ringing the first bell immediately after killing the gargoyles. Combined are a genuine player filter of minions. I want to take a minute to talk each individual stat does. Like intelligence makes your brain big, and faint makes you believe more in God. I was watching a critique of another video game, and the guy had to rattle off
Okay, baby.
The health stat
I love that.
other than 2. I'm sitting there like,
I thought you were wearing a yarmulke, bruh. I'm gonna say, man, Teddy is on one today. Behind. I might come down there, pop in, taste something, put my foot in some shit real quick. You know what I'm saying? And put a foot in you. You know. Man, where does this goddamn TV come from, bro? Outside, I'm assuming. Jazz? This is Alexis TV? God damn, this shit big for no goddamn. It's probably like an old crappy TV. It doesn't look like a modern TV. Quality wise? Is it actual like is it actual plasma? You know what's crazy? That's literally, I mean, that might be a little bit longer, like wire, but that's pretty much the same exact size as the TV that I had in my mom's room when I was staying in. Oh yeah, you seen it? You seen it? That TV was dope though. Really, the quality wasn't bad. Yeah, it's not modern. It wasn't. I got the TV from outside.
And punishing is better. There's no risk. The number of times it makes sense to parry over.
I remember we were coming home, me, Devin, and Bill, and we seen it outside, and I was like, yo, y'all gotta help me get this shit. But they had a sign that said it was still working, so you know.
You know what? Don't let me start ranting. Demon Souls had used to, but it took till Bloodborne to actually onboard the general player base. So, I mean, it speaks for itself. Combat in Dark Souls, though, isn't purely reactive, boring, passive, whatever else it gets called. It's also about seizing the moment, being proactive when you need to. That's a common thing people gloss. Yes, you can throw your shield up and strafe around enemies, fishing for backstabs, but you definitely can't do that with every enemy. Yes, you can just stay out of range and move in with your big forward swing to punch, but sometimes the environment is too cramped, dotting with arms, swarming with enemies. It's not purely passive. Situational awareness is really what makes these games exciting. That the devs need only place an extra enemy here or there, or even something as simple as a pillar in the room to completely warp the dynamic of combat. Hey, maybe they can take a page out of Brawl's notebook and add trip too. It often plays with vertical segments to add flavor and texture to battle, destructible objects for
so they don't walk out with anything in their hands.
Ambush. Even floor hazards. Some enemies create poison clouds or breathe other status ailments that force the player out. None of this stuff implies passivity. If anything, it flavors the combat as guerrilla. Hit and run, cunning first, damage second. That's important too. I think in a game borrowing so heavily from Western everything, it only makes sense to have combat lionize the player willing to become a Greek hero. Right? The one who wins with wit.
I don't know, I think your shit might have been really glitched, bro. Like, it wasn't showing your thing. I think we should just restart.
Gargoyles are hardly as angleable as other solo dudes. And the Capra Demon, man, I don't know how you beat that guy without